It's time to educate, here to communicate. Yes, it's our health at stake. My friends, don't be blinded.
Hey guys, happy Sunday. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I really feel like that lately I've been getting an influx of comments on my videos, and I'm not saying 500 million like some people get, but lately all of the comments that I've been getting have been so sweet and so supportive and so just, I don't know, genuinely kind, and I really appreciate it. So each and every one of you, I always try to reply back to almost all comments, because I know whenever I take the time out to write a comment to someone that I'm doing it because I really care and I want to be nice, you know? So I really appreciate it. And today we're talking about something that I've been putting off for a while because I really wanted to have the time to sit down and talk to you about it one-on-one. So that's what I'm doing here. It's a lovely Sunday morning and I'm getting ready to go to church. And I had a little bit of time, about 30 minutes, so we're gonna get into this. This is about the Iodine Crisis book by Lynn Farrow, and it says, "What you don't know about iodine can wreck your life." So first things first, whenever I mention iodine to anyone, the first thing you probably think of is iodized salt. And that is because back in the day, I don't have a specific year for you, the 1900s though, people started getting iodine deficient. People started getting these goiters in the thyroid because they were so iodine deficient. So what the government did is they put iodide into the salt, and now we've got this iodized salt. And there's a whole section in this book called the Iodized Salt Scam, and I have all these markers because I've spent a lot of time. I read this entire book and really wanted to get this across to you. So like the first sentence, it says, "Whenever someone learns I'm writing about iodine, their eyes often glaze over because they assume there's nothing to know about iodine." Oh my gosh, that's the farthest of the truth. And then it says, "We have an iodine crisis in good part because of the iodized salt scam. It is the government recommendation that an adequate amount of iodine can be consumed from iodized salt." And I'm not going to get into the details of this because I really would love for you to just read this book for yourself. But it says, the bottom line, nobody knows how much iodine you get from iodized salt. There's too many variables. But the point that I want to put in there is iodized salt is really bad for you. And it may have iodide in there. It doesn't have iodine. But it's, you know, I heard somewhere, and I will never forget this. I heard that every time you eat, you know, regular iodized salt or processed salt, it literally like slices the arteries, like it gives them little cuts, you know. So I don't eat a salt-free diet. I do consume sodium and salt, but I consume it in the form of sea salt and not this iodized processed salt. But anyway, it also says, even the most concentrated iodized salt is only 10% bioavailable, meaning only a fraction gets absorbed. And then there's also differences whether you're a woman or a man, whether how much you absorb or not. And so really we've got a whole population of people who are iodine deficient. And I first started learning about iodine naturally whenever I started learning about health, and it's this nutrient that is so powerful, and people most often associate it with just the thyroid, but no. Iodine goes so many places in the body, especially the breasts. There's so many women and men, but so many women have breast cancer, and there's many reasons for that. We've got the aluminum deodorants. We've got, of course, the horrific food. We've got personal care products that are just so disruptive to the endocrine glands and the organs. But also, we've got a lot of women that are iodine deficient. And iodine gets complicated because it's not something that you really just want to go to the store and get iodine. Because if you aren't iodine deficient, it can mess up things. And if you get too much, it can, you know, mess with your thyroid. So you really want to get with a iodine proficient practitioner. And someone who actually knows how to pronounce it correctly, actually iodine is pronounced iodine. And I still continue to say iodine just because that's just what I've always learned, and it's something that is just, you know, in my memory. But actually it's pronounced iodine. So you want to get someone who, you know, knows how to read the blood test results and really who knows a lot about it. So it's not like B12 where you can pee out the rest of the B12 that you don't use. It's more complicated than that, but it's still very, very, very important to understand this. And this might be a long video, but it's worth it. Please hear me out. Stick with me to the end. It says records of iodine medicine stretched around the globe going back 150 years as a universal medicine and further 15,000 years in its earlier form as a seaweed. So I love consuming seaweeds almost on a daily basis. Nori, dulse, kelp. Kelp is the top in terms of the amount of iodine that's in it. And recently I got these little pills from Whole Foods. Well, not recently, probably 2 months ago. And all it is kelp in a pill. And I will just cut that in half and I'll take like a half of one of those maybe once or twice a week. So it's not enough to where I'm really like truly supplementing with it, although I am totally not against supplementation, by the way, if it's really necessary and if you really can't get it from the food. But anyway, so that's something that I've been doing, and I also really enjoy that too. Also, things like the superfood blend has kelp in it. So there's many ways you can do it, and it's really, really important to stay on track with iodine. You know, the plot really thickens with iodine, I'm going to probably say it both ways in this video, but because of the element bromine. Okay, so bromine was added to flour at the same time iodine was removed in the 1970s. And whenever you have bromine in the body, it actually prevents iodine from absorbing. So what do we have here? We have just this perfect storm for an iodine deficient society, and we've got so many health problems, and a lot of them can be erased with iodine. Okay, so back to the bromine. It's iodine blocking, and breast cancer rates have risen since the 1970s as iodine consumption decreased and anti-iodine bromine exposure increased. And so if you're eating any type of flour products, it's going to have bromine in it. And it doesn't stop there. Bromine is also in plastics and fire retardants. It's in a lot of things in the environment. So even if you're eating a raw vegan diet, you can still have bromine in the body. And it takes iodine supplementation to detox the bromine from your body. Does that make sense? And the WHO, World Health Organization, cites iodine deficiency as the most preventable cause of mental retardation. So if you are a mother who's pregnant, if you are iodine deficient, your child is going to have an IQ that is less than it could if you were iodine sufficient, right? And iodine deficiency doesn't just occur in poor countries. If babies, I'm reading out of the book here, if babies are not born with profound intelligent defects, even with mild iodine deficiencies, many babies are significantly less smart than they could be. And also note that autism rates are rising significantly. And so if I ever have children someday, you better bet your bottom dollar that I'm going to be having blood tests and everything done to where I can see what my iodine levels are. And I'm going to do it in a certain period of time before I have children so I can get that all straightened out, because I want really, really smart children. And I'm going to do that by eating a raw vegan diet, eating the foods that the baby just loves, that sucks up and makes them grow big and healthy and strong. And so they're not born with these birth defects. So they're born as smart as their capability is. And so if we had a whole society that would get their stuff together and get the iodine levels back up, then we would have some really smart kids popping into the world. And I plan on contributing to that. Who knows when, but it is going to happen, right? So it says, so here we are at the beginning of the 21st century. If iodine deficiency is the leading cause of mental retardation, and if iodine can reverse breast disease and many other medical conditions, why don't we know more about it? Why do we think of iodine as this little bottle with skull and crossbones in the medicine cabinet? When did iodine information disappear from medical schools and medical libraries? Why? Who stole iodine? So it's a shame that so many things that I talk about on my channel are little conspiracy theories. But it's crazy, you know, the information that has been taken away from society and the information that people just simply don't know about. And so you really just have to read this book to learn so much more information on it. It's truly fascinating. I've learned so much. I don't want to have a 30-minute video where I'm explaining this, but it's just crazy. And I really, really recommend looking into if you have an iodine deficiency or not. And there's also like probably, I don't know, 100 testimonials of people who have rid themselves of these crazy symptoms, from like breast cancer to, it says, meet Lee, her sleepiness, lumpy breasts, menstrual problems, thyroid disorder, depression are all gone with, you know, the supplementation of iodine. Diabetes and related stomach problem resolved. Crippling fatigue, these are all different people. Crippling fatigue, depression, and a worsening spiral began to resolve. Hair loss is a big thing because that's related to the thyroid, but also a lot of other things, but hair loss can be reversed with iodine. All through the book, she sprinkles in testimonials, so I'm trying to flip through here. Okay, meet Ed. His age-related hearing loss drastically improves. Meet Gina from Norway. Many problems resolved, from fibrocystic breast to palpitations to candida. Meet Dawn. Blood pressure, cholesterol, and heart rate all normalized. Meet Mary. 50 milligrams of iodine prevented genital herpes outbreaks, breast lumps, allergies, and fatigue. Meet Katie, tumor size reduced. Meet Raymond, his goiter shrank 90%, hemorrhoids are gone. Meet Carla, her ovarian cysts and fibrocystic breast condition now undetectable. Meet Connie, uterine fibroids resolved along with endometrial lining normalizing. So I could just go on and on. I really, really recommend this book, and I really suggest that you look into iodine supplementation, but even if you're not interested in doing that, which I don't know why you wouldn't be, then just up your seaweed intake and really start paying attention to it and just start researching it, right? You know, that's what I've done. I think I started learning about iodine deficiency from Dawn Bennett, who is just a wealth of knowledge. And yeah, so anyway, I just wanted to do this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Check out this book, The Iodine Crisis by Lynn Farrow. And click subscribe and click like for more information coming from me, and I will see you later. Bye!